All right, our clocks show that it's 9 a.m. on the computer. We'll call this meeting to order. All three members are present. Note that this meeting was properly posted on September 9th, 2025. Prayer and pledge will be led by Father Mark D. Story. He's the rector from St. Mary's Episcopal Church, Edmond. He has a master's in divinity from Seabury Western Theological Seminary in Evanston, Illinois in 1983. And then a doctor of ministry from Perkins School of Theology at SMU in 2005. Mr. Story, what was yours?
I invite you to pray with me. Gracious God, we thank you for all of the blessings of this life. Inspire us to live thankful and generous lives. Send down upon those who hold office in this county the spirit of wisdom, charity, and justice, that with steadfast purpose they may faithfully serve in their offices to promote the well-being of all people. Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you coming down. First item of business is the approval of minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve. Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item number 2 is recurring. It's claims. Is there a motion to approve claims?
Motion to approve claims.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Item number 3 is the blanket. Any changes to the blanket? I don't see her. No changes? Is there a
Motion to approve blanket.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item number 4 is RFQs for correctional facility equipment and supplies.
Good morning. We received 17 bids. The first one is for Medline. Then we have New View. S&A International. Head to Heels Safety Supplies. Charmtex, UTech Products, McKesson, Americare, Cooks Direct, Victory Supply, ICS Jail Supplies, Bob Barker, HW Linen, CW Nolan, last but not least, Acme Supply Company, Avaco Textiles, and Larry Mann. And that concludes bid opening.
Ma'am,
Let that be tabulated and returned.
there's a motion.
Second.
And a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank
Okay, items number 5 through 15 are routine in nature and are the consent. Is there a motion to approve consent?
Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Before we get started with our regular agenda, if you guys are all right with it, we've got a number of people that have shown up to speak. Are you fine with letting the people speak at this moment? Okay. So the first one I've got so far is Carol Knight. Miss Knight, you'll have 3 minutes.
Good morning.
Morning.
So President Trump has issued an executive order it's titled Taking Steps to End Cashless Bail to Protect Americans. Its purpose is maintaining order and public safety. Releases without bail even encourage to further endanger law-abiding, hardworking Americans. This is a waste of public resources and a threat to public safety. And it goes on to say there may be consequences for cashless bail jurisdictions that ignore the order. I've once again submitted an open records request to each of your offices for the information from team that we keep asking for. This has gone on for a year now. Y'all are tired of me asking, I'm sure. But it's a little different now. I've sent it to each one of your offices. I've sent it to the county clerk, and I've done it again. We're going to continue using court records. We will dig through and we will find what we're looking for. And so the fourth quarter report by team shows 725 participants, 193 that failed to appear. Okay, so that would be 27% failed to appear. We looked at each one of the releases. We pulled each one. We looked at them. 70% of convicted felons. 68% made 0 court appearances between their release and their failure to appear. You let them out and they just took off. 65% of the releases were signed by a team employee, not the defendant. So how do you even know that these people knew about the release when they didn't go to court? 72% of the releases were signed by one judge. 72% of these releases were signed by Judge Tron. One release didn't even have a judge's signature on it, but it was still processed through the jail. That tells us that all they have to do is send a release over and it will be processed. We found some other really interesting information about the defendants who failed to appear. 26 committed other crimes. 58 as of September 1st have active warrants. 3 are currently in the Oklahoma County Jail, and 84 entered a plea after being arrested and while in custody, for a total of 4,480 days in the jail, with a daily incarceration rate of $66.49 gives you a total of $297,875.20. And we see releases that are being objected to by the DA, but they're still getting passed through. You've got a revolving door on the jail, and it needs to stop. You are investing in crime. That's what we're doing here. Continuously. You're investing in crime, and it really needs to stop. And I have copies if you want them, or I'll drop them off later. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Mr. Mark Volk.
So I don't know why we have to be here every week. I know why we're here this week. We don't trust Miles Davidson. You have proven yourself to be, well, I'll use a term from a Wall Street film I did, a Texas lawyer. He said they break it down easy and they call it lying, cheating, and stealing. And we believe that that's what you have done since the day you came into office. You lied to the citizens of Del City and to the citizens of Oklahoma County. You cheated when you got your childhood friend's property sold to the county, paid for by taxpayer money. And I believe that you probably got a little kickback on that, which should be the stealing part. We're already millions of dollars over on the behavioral health center. We will be, according to county opinion, hundreds of millions of dollars over on the jail. I think we'll hit $1 billion. And why do I say that? Because I did research years ago, and when this bond was up, we said this was a $1 billion jail. What we don't need, though, is distractions. What we don't need is a county commissioner who not only has lied, cheated, and stolen, in my opinion, but a county commissioner who is now accused of, I don't know what to call it, sexual assault. That's what the accusation is, with someone who is associated with the county. I believe Miles Davidson needs to resign, and resign now. You have done nothing right for this county. You have been morally bankrupt from the very first day. I wore this shirt today, like I do occasionally, to remind people that Kathy Cummings, who ran against you and who has passed away and who we love, was honest and caring and compassionate. And instead of having someone who is morally bankrupt in this seat, we could have had someone who helped the citizens. As long as you sit in that seat, the citizens of Oklahoma County will not give you another penny. I have, let's see, 3 pennies in my pocket and a wrapper to a mint. I wouldn't trust you with the wrapper to the mint. You are a crook. You have proven yourself to be a crook. You have proven yourself to be deceptive. And now it looks like you're about to prove yourself to be an abuser. You need to resign, and resign now, Miles Davidson.
Thank you, sir. Next is Scott Tatum.
That's all right. Good morning. One of my fellow council members who is an expert in oil and gas, he's knows it like the back of his hand, came up here a little more than a year ago and told you that the soil at 1901 East Grand was garbage. It was contaminated with oil. There were several uncapped wells, but you went ahead and bought the property anyway. In fact, you paid your childhood friends a good sum of several $1 million. Now you've discovered for yourself that the soil is contaminated. You're having to spend upwards of $500,000 to remediate it. And where's that money coming from? It's coming from all these folks out here and me. That's my tax money you're spending. You say you want to get it back from some of the prior title owners to that land. I doubt the Garretts are going to cough it up. I doubt that Aubrey McClendon will cough it up. He's deceased. Maybe you can go back to the original owners, the tribes who owned it back in the day, and try to get money from them. But these are just mistakes you keep on making. I don't know whether it's incompetence or stupidity. Take your pick. On another note, I cannot tell you how many constituents of mine have come to me and asked me to come here today to tell you, to demand that you resign. Mr. Davidson, please, we're asking, don't drag the citizens of Oklahoma County through a sordid sex scandal. We don't need it. The citizens don't want you. They don't need you. So I'm asking you today, before this meeting is even over, stand up, be a man, resign today, and get this over with. Don't be an embarrassment. Resign now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Well, let's see. Next is Monica Gaddis.
The fourth quarter research on teens' failures is in. Marcy's Law changed the Oklahoma Constitution, and it requires victims be informed and heard concerning releases. In the rush to empty the jail, is anyone asking the victims how they feel about the releases to teens? Because initials HB, a 14-year-old child missing from Missouri, court records show is a victim of rape, forcible oral sodomy by a defendant who is currently have an active warrant for failure to appear. Stephanie Frog is a victim of forged instruments. Emmanuel Hammond, victimized by a burglar who took his car. Samuel Parkinson, a victim of auto burglary. The Softball Hall of Fame was burglarized and an ATV was stolen, later recovered by OCPD at Scissortail Park on an unrelated call. Michelle Hedrick, a victim of domestic abuse. Luell Payne, a victim of auto larceny. Jacob Cates was struck by birdshot during a reckless conduct with a firearm. Terry Asbill, a victim of aggravated assault and battery. Jeremy Lowe, his property was destroyed. Robert Alburn, Mary Justini, and David Smith were all residents of a nursing home and were all victimized by one defendant on a crime spree to exploit the elderly. Stelina Osborne, her identity was stolen. Bradley Clark's home was burglarized by a defendant from Arizona. Parker James, his identity was stolen by a defendant from Arizona. Ms. Hodges witnessed a naked man streaking and masturbating in public. Alexander Hirsch had his car taken from him. Arturo Reyes, a victim of domestic abuse, and the VPO on file was violated. Bath and Body Works lost $1,617 of their inventory to thieves. Lisa Tran is a victim of auto larceny. Kissing Cloud Dispensary was burglarized, and the release was signed with a note about warrants in Texas. George Allen and Cash America Pawn were victims of someone selling stolen property. Michael McClure from Michael's Old Bookstore was almost burned down to the ground by an arsonist. Rolana Keeler went to the hospital for assault and battery with great bodily injury. Please stop investing in crime.
Thank you, ma'am. Next will be Mayor Floyd Easom.
Hello, Commissioners. Thank you for allowing us this time. Jason, how are you? I would like to address Commissioners Mon and Commissioners Lowe because Davidson doesn't listen to anything citizens say anyway. It'd be a waste of time. You guys have the authority to cleanse this commission. You have the authority to take out the trash, so to speak. We have a commissioner that has given county commissioners a bad name, both in his actions previous to this and in the allegations that are in front of us now. This man is a stain on the county commissioner's record. He is stealing authority and dignity from both of you guys. You have the opportunity to cleanse that council, the stain that he's creating in the chair seat. You have the opportunity to clean that up. And I understand you don't want to seem vicious or attacking or being mean to a person, kicking a person when they're down. I also understand this is an allegation against him, but it's too much. It's too long. There's too much of it. It would not surprise me if in the next and upcoming weeks, more allegations and more charges come against him. But you have the power to cleanse this commission. And I say take it for the citizens of Oklahoma County. Now, we've had some information given to us by Mark, and Mark, very good job. Thank you for that. But I compare this to restoring an old car. When you go look at an old car from the 50s or the 60s, and you see a little bit of rust on the fender, guess what? That little bit of rust isn't the whole story. Deep down inside, there's more rust, and you're probably not even seeing 10% of it. And I think that's true in this case. We're not seeing the whole story here, and I think the rest of the story is just as bad as the allegations that are prepared against Miles at this time. Cleanse this commission. The citizens of Oklahoma County are standing demanding that you cleanse your group, and I stand with them. The agenda item that Miles Davison wrote is ridiculous. I'm not even sure it's legal. He's trying to leave an open door for himself to come back. He should be resigned and gone forever. And I hope that you guys will take that burden on yourself and stand up for the citizens of Oklahoma County. Thank you.
Next is Gina Standridge.
Good morning. When I think of a board, I think of a group of people coming together to make the best decisions for the people they represent. As I read through the agenda yesterday, the day before, I look at those two items, 17 and 18, and I think to myself, this is not a board. This is one person, Miles, coming together by himself, making decisions for people before votes even happened. I don't think that it is up to you, Miles, to decide who will be chair, when they'll be chair, and that you can come back. I think that's a vote of the board. I think you are trying to predetermine the outcome of a vote before it even happens. And that's wrong. It's wrong. I think at some point in time, all of us have to look at ourselves in our careers and think, am I doing more harm than good? Is it time for me to walk away? Is it time for me to take care of my family, protect my family, my kids? And I think that's something you need to be asking yourself today.
Thank you. Michael McGwilly.
Michael Majuli.
Majuli, sorry about that.
No worries. So I am a resident of Northwest Oklahoma. I live in Miles Davidson's district, District 3, and we're very lucky. I moved to Oklahoma looking to have a rural lifestyle where I could live in an agricultural community and still live within an area where I could still practice medicine at a major academic institution. That's a pretty unique situation where we can have this lifestyle and still be part of a major academic institution. So we're extremely lucky, but I'm unlucky because one of Miles Davidson's lifelong friends wanted to buy the adjacent property to us and redevelop it into commercial and higher density residential. But we're lucky. Our neighbors banded together, formed a significant protest, and met with the planning committee, who unanimously agreed against the rezoning. Regardless, the developers brought the proposal before the commissioners anyway. We felt confident. We had a significant protest with the neighbors, the unanimous recommendation of the rezoning, against the rezoning by the planning commission, and the guiding principles of the county master plan, listing the property as R2, rural residential, being designed to encourage and protect agricultural uses on a permanent basis. At the board meeting on May 8th, the rezoning was brought to the commissioners, and during the meeting, prior Commissioner Bloomer inferred that she's under the impression that the developers had previously submitted a rezoning application with smaller lots. That's not true. And that they had discussions with the school district. Also untrue. And that they changed their application to better address the concerns of both the adjacent property owners and the school districts. All untrue. The developers and the representative did not correct Commissioner Bloomer's inaccurate assumptions. And in fact, Dr. Perez addressed the committee saying that he endorsed that he had spoken to Dr. Perez, the superintendent of the school district, about the rezoning. That's untrue. We did correspond to Dr. Perez afterwards, and he says he never spoke to Commissioner Davidson about the rezoning. In fact, Dr. Perez attending the planning committee meeting to share his concerns about the burden that the PUD and residential overdevelopment would have on the school district. So on one hand, you've got the significant protest mounted by the impacted neighbors, the unanimous recommendation of the planning committee to deny the rezoning, and the prospective burden on the school district and the guiding principles of the county master plan. On the other hand, you've got a lifelong friend looking to make some money. So after making false and misleading representations to fellow board members, Commissioner Davidson participated in voting and approved PUD. In doing so, unfortunately, there's no ethics rules regarding county offices, but there are a number of ethics rules state level that this broke. I see I'm running out of time, but your lies are caught on tape, and I'm happy to provide documentation.
Thank you, sir. Tracy Terrell.
Good morning. The fourth quarter research of team failures is in. Alexis Brandry entered her living room and to find a person that she had a VPO against standing there. She screamed, he smashed her TV and left. Leanne Muldrorn is an EMT who was assaulted by someone she was trying to help. Megan Hensley, Desmond Travis, Raymond Vincent, Misty Ann, all victims of one person's single-day crime spree and vandalism. Lori Arndell had her car stolen. Gustavo Garcia's refrigerator was stolen out of his house. Gary Tinsley's property was stolen. Angel Ramirez is a construction worker whose tools were stolen out of his truck. 10 victims, including Mary Wallenstein, Renee Hill, Joe Jimenez, Desmond Miller, were all victims of conspiracy to burglarize the KO storage facility. 10 victims, Lindsay Cook was assaulted and her iPhone was stolen. Dale City police officer was assaulted for just doing his job. Brian Hepner from America's Swim Pools chased his stolen truck by GPS and called the police. Sherry Young was assaulted and battered with a dangerous weapon by an ex. Nancy and Hector Cordona's house was broken into and vandalized. Russell Rich was assaulted with a dangerous weapon. Mark Pluckett walked into the burglar of his home. Terry Bennett was assaulted and battered with a dangerous weapon. He was beaten with a metal chair. Linda Feisel was driving down the road when an unknown liquid was thrown in her car, and then her car was rammed repeatedly by a person with a bicycle. Midland Recycle got lucky. A guy trying to steal a Mack truck could not get the parking brake off, so the police were able to make the arrest. Westwood Grocery lost over $1,000 of products during the destruction of a property incident. Brittany Davis, a victim of domestic assault and battery in the presence of a minor child. Beverly Montgomery was the victim of a hit-and-run driver who was stopped, was in possession of a firearm after a former conviction of a felony. These aren't victimless crimes. Thank you.
Thank you. Lastly is Mel Sherman.
All right, good morning. I'm here to add to the fourth quarter research about team. Team and other pretrial releases are giving criminals opportunities to get released. These are criminals that make a living off of criminal activity. People who fail to appear time after time are continuing getting released. And they don't even live in Oklahoma County. We have people that's coming into this county victimizing residents and then getting released by team. They should never have been released in the first place. They done already missed court. They done already got out with a fair chance, and they keep committing the same crimes. In the fourth quarter, we found some questionable releases, such as trafficking drugs, trafficking fentanyl, cultivating controlled dangerous substance, endangering others while looting, driving under the influence, possession of a firearm by convicted felons, harboring wanted fugitives, prostitution, stealing cars, stealing identities, stealing anything that's not tied or nailed down, breaking in and stealing, burglary, assault and battery, destruction of property, forgery, exploitation of elderly, crime, conspiracy, arson, and also assaulting police officers. It's time for not only team, but Oklahoma County and Oklahoma as a whole to stop investing in crime.
Thank you. That concludes the public comment. Items in 16 and 17 are 17 and 18. Item 16 is discussion and possible action regarding a food drive in Oklahoma County. This is Neighbors Nourishing Neighbors for the Regional Food Bank. This will go from September 15th through September 26th. Bins for dry goods and canned goods will be placed on floors 2, 3, and 4. This went through policy and governance yesterday, I believe, and was passed. Are there any questions? Move approval. There's a motion to approve and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Items 17 and 18 need to be stricken. They are incorrect, and they will be brought back tomorrow, where I, as chairman, will be putting it up for a vote for somebody else to take over while I step down. So that will be for CED and for chairmanship. Is there a motion to strike items 6 or 17 and 18? I'll make a motion.
I'll do it.
Okay, just hit second, it's fine.
I'm pros on that.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item number 19 is emergency management. This is an annual fire agreement between Spencer and Oklahoma County. Commissioner Lowe, this is your district.
A motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Item number 20 is discussion and possible action regarding authorization of chairman to sign for DEQ certification.
Allow us to get started on the hydrocarbons at 1901 East Grand.
Okay, can we make a motion that the next duly elected chairman be the ones to sign this? Do you have a problem with that?
We've got a fleet of trucks ready to go today. We need to get this going.
Well, it'll be tomorrow, so 24 hours gonna make or break us?
I guess not.
Can we just have the vice chair sign?
You can all three sign, as far as I'm concerned.
I hate to
Okay,
hold up
all three will sign.
progress.
Yep, no, I hate to stop the progress too, so all three of us can sign. So is there a motion for all three of us to sign?
Motion for all three of us to sign.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any new business? Seeing none, is there a motion to recess into executive session?
You want commissioner comments?
If you'd like, go ahead. Commissioner comment?
I just want to say I appreciate that you are putting this on the agenda tomorrow and that you're putting the interest of the county first. And thank you for doing that. And for everybody who didn't understand a while ago, he did indicate that he would have someone else serve as chairman and someone else to serve on the board overseeing the CED. So thank you for putting that forward, and prayers for everybody that's involved. Nothing further.
Thank you. Commissioner?
Yeah, I would like to say, obviously, these allegations are very serious, and I take them very seriously. But I truly believe in the principle of innocent until proven guilty. I truly believe that we need to go through the legal process and figure out what's going on, and that's why this country is great. So that's all that I have to say.
What I'm going to say about it is I appreciate both of you for that. I really do. That actually means a lot. And I appreciate everybody that's reached out and sent prayers and everything. So is there a motion to recess into executive session?
Motion to recess.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you. We stand in recess. we go. Is there a motion to return?
Second.
There's motion and second. All those in favor? Aye. Item number 23. We're gonna proceed as discussed. Just defer to the next meeting, okay? Is there a motion to defer? There's a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye.
To clarify, next week's meeting, not tomorrow's meeting.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Item number 24. Is there a motion to disclaim subject to any back taxes?
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Stay tuned for public buildings.
I'm in.
I'm in. There you go. Join. All right, everybody's in. Seeing as how all three members are present, we'll call this meeting to order. Notice the meeting was properly posted September 9th, 2025. For purposes of this meeting, approval of minutes will be the first order. So is there a motion to approve minutes?
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second? And a second. All those in favor? Aye. All right, reoccurring agenda items number 2 are the claims. Is there a motion to approve claims?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Item number 3 is a payment of 2024 bonds, $8,562.50. Anything abnormal, Mr. Monroe?
Yes, items 3, 4, and 5 are pay applications to GH2 Architects for their work on the courtrooms to be built at the Juvenile Justice Center. Item 3 is pay app 3 in the amount of $8,562.50. Item 4 is a payment application number 4, $22,718.75. Item 5 is pay app 5 in the amount of $44,687.50.
Move the 3 items.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Oh, man. Item number 4, 6. Discussion and possible action for the following Metro Parking Garage contracts. There's a motion.
Second.
And a second. All those in favor? Aye. Aye.
Item 7 is a change order number 1 to Lingo Construction for construction work in the Investors Capitol building in the amount of $349,541.19. This is to cover lost time and asbestos abatement associated with an unknown condition we encountered in that effort.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item number 8, I don't have anybody signed up. Okay. Any board comments? Seeing none. Any new business? Seeing none. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. We stand adjourned. Oh.